Bosnia has been inhabited by humans since at least the Paleolithic period, as one of the oldest cave paintings was found in Badanj cave. Major Neolithic cultures such as the Butmir and Kakanj were present along the river Bosna, dated from 6230 BC to 4900 BC. The Bronze culture of the Illyrians, an ethnic group with a distinct culture and art form, started to organize itself in today's Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Kosovo, Montenegro, and Albania. From 8th century BC, Illyrian tribes evolved into kingdoms. The earliest recorded kingdom in Illyria, a region in the western part of the Balkan Peninsula inhabited by the Illyrians as recorded in classical antiquity, was the Enchele in the 8th century BC. The era in which we observe other Illyrian kingdoms begins approximately at 400 BC and ends at 167 BC. The Aturiatai under Plurius were considered to have been a kingdom. The kingdom of the Ardae, originally a tribe from the Neretva Valley region, began at 230 BC and ended at 167 BC. The most notable Illyrian kingdoms and dynasties were those of the Bardilis, of the Dardani, and of Agron of the Ardae, who created the last and best known Illyrian kingdom. Agron ruled over the Ardae and had extended his rule to other tribes as well. From the 7th century BC, bronze was replaced by iron, after which only jewelry and art objects were still made out of bronze. Illyrian tribes, under the influence of the Hallstatt culture to the north, formed regional centers that were slightly different. Parts of central Bosnia was inhabited by the Daisitiac tribe, most commonly associated with the Central Bosnian cultural group. Iron Age Glasinac culture is associated with the Aturiatai tribe. A very important role in their life was the cult of the dead, which is seen in their careful burials and burial ceremonies, as well as the richness of their burial sites. In northern parts, there was a long tradition of cremation and burial in shallow graves, while in the south, the dead were buried in large stone or earth tumuli, natively called gromile, that in Herzegovina were reaching monumental sizes, more than 50 meters wide and 5 meters high. Japodian tribes had an affinity to decoration. Heavy, oversized necklaces out of yellow, blue, or white glass paste, and large bronze fibulas, as well as spiral bracelets, diadems, and helmets out of bronze foil. In the 4th century BC, the first invasion of Celts is recorded. They brought the technique of the pottery wheel, new types of fibulas, and different bronze and iron belts. They only passed on their way to Greece, so their influence in Bosnia and Herzegovina is negligible. Celtic migrations displaced many Illyrian tribes from their former lands, but some Celtic and Illyrian tribes mixed. Concrete historical evidence for this period is scarce, but overall it appears the region was populated by a number of different peoples speaking distinct languages. In the Neretva Delta in the south, there were important Hellenistic influences of the Illyrian Dyers tribe. Their capital was Dyerson in Oshanici near Stolac. Dyerson in the 4th century BC was surrounded by megalithic 5-meter high stone walls as large as those of Mycenae in Greece, composed of large trapezoid stone blocks. Dyers made unique bronze coins and sculptures. Conflict between the Illyrians and Romans started in 229 BC, but Rome did not complete its annexation of the region until AD 9. It was precisely in modern-day Bosnia and Herzegovina that Rome fought one of the most difficult battles in its history since the Punic Wars, as described by the Roman historian Suetonius. This was the Roman campaign against Illyricum, known as Bellum Baetonanium. The conflict arose after an attempt to recruit Illyrians, and the revolt spanned for 4 years, after which they were subdued. In the Roman period, Latin-speaking settlers from the entire Roman Empire settled among the Illyrians, and Roman soldiers were encouraged to retire in the region. Following the split of the empire between 337 and 395 AD, Dalmatia and Pannonia became parts of the Western Roman Empire. The region was conquered by the Ostrogoths in 455 AD. It subsequently changed hands between the Alans and the Huns. By the 6th century, Emperor Justinian had reconquered the area for the Byzantine Empire. Slavs overwhelmed the Balkans in the 6th and 7th centuries. Illyrian cultural traits were adopted by the South Slavs as evidenced in certain customs, traditions, and place names.